Day 577, September 23rd. Ukrainian armored vehicles are operating beyond the final line of the Russian defensive layer that Ukrainian forces in western Zaporizhia Oblast are currently penetrating, although reporters is not yet prepared to assess that Ukrainian forces have broken fully through this Russian defensive layer. Geolocated footage posted on September 23rd indicates that Ukrainian armored vehicles advance south of the Russian anti-tank ditches and Dragon's Teeth obstacles that are part of a tri-layered defense and engaged in limited combat immediately west of Verbov. This is the first observed instance of Ukrainian forces operating armored vehicles beyond the Russian tri-layer defense. Russian forces reportedly continued offensive operations along the Kupiansk-Svatov-Crimea line, but did not make any confirmed advances on September 23rd. A Russian mill blogger claimed that Russian forces attacked in the direction of Petropavlivka, and Sinkivka but did not specify an outcome. Ukrainian National Guard colonel stated on September 23rd that Russian forces are reinforcing forward tank and assault units in the Kupiansk and Lyman directions. Ukrainian forces reportedly continued ground attacks along the Svatova-Crimea line on September 23rd, but did not make any confirmed advances. A Russian mill blogger claimed that Ukrainian forces regained previously lost positions in Novoselivske and Shepilov in Luhansk. Russian forces currently defending in western Zaporizhia have been unable to prevent Ukrainian forces from making gradual but steady advances since mid-August. ISW has consistently observed Ukrainian forces making slow but regular advances in western Zaporizhia Oblast despite the Russian military's lateral redeployment of elements of relatively elite units to reinforce Russian defensive operations in western Zaporizhia Oblast. Ukrainian forces conducted a series of drone and missile strikes targeting the Russian airfield near occupied Saky, Crimea, and may have damaged Russian aircraft. The Department of Strategic Communications of the Ukrainian Armed Forces stated that Ukrainian forces launched a combined attack on the Russian airfield near Saky. SBU and the Ukrainian Navy launched drones to overwhelm Russian air defense systems near the airfield and then conducted strikes with Neptune missiles. 12 Russian combat aircraft, including Su-24 and Su-30 fighter bombers, were reportedly present at the time of the strikes. SBU sources stated that strikes caused unspecified serious damage at the airfield. Satellite imagery confirms that Ukrainian forces also struck the 744th Communication Center of the Command of the Black Sea Fleet in occupied Crimea on September 20th as part of an apparent Ukrainian effort to target Black Sea Fleet facilities. Ukrainian forces have increasingly targeted Black Sea Fleet naval assets in and around Crimea in recent weeks, including a strike that destroyed a Ropucha-class landing ship and a Kilo-class submarine, and damaged the Sevmordzavod naval repair facility in Sevastopol. Russian forces conducted a notably large series of missile strikes against Ukraine on the night of September 20th to 21, likely to correspond with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's visit to the United States. Ukrainian sources reported on September 21st that Russian forces launched cruise missiles targeting Ukrainian energy, industrial, and civilian infrastructure in Kyiv City, Cherkasy City, and Lviv City. Ukrainian air defenses reportedly intercepted 38 Russian cruise missiles. Recently released satellite footage from Planet Labs shows the aftermath of the Strom shadow strike on the command post of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Ukrainian intelligence reported that this was Communication Center number 744 of the Russian command. The Russian command used this previously abandoned base instead of the main one because Ukrainians already hit their main headquarters with the drones in the past. Unfortunately for Russians, the safety measures did not help. By the way, after evacuating all of their submarines from Sevastopol, Russians started evacuating all assault landing ships, so it looks like Crimea no longer has its fleet, and after today, also aviation. In the meantime, Ukrainians conducted a precision strike on another Russian command center, this time in Melitopol. Ukrainian intelligence found out that Russians started using a former engine factory, communicated this information to the Air Force, and together destroyed it. As a result, dozens of officers were killed and dozens hospitalized, including the commander of the Russian 58th Army.